I'm the dude. So that's what you call me.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah, not since I was 10.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Come on to the coast. We get together, have a few laughs.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Can I return it if it doesn't fit?
It always fits. Eventually.
Welcome back to Movie Mingle. I'm Caveman.
And I'm Maggie.
And today we're on episode 51, and we are diving into another Jorden Peele film, Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope, 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 nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yes, we are doing Nope.
Oh, nope, we're yes?
Huh?
The movie's yes?
Yes.
Yes.
No, they're the band on stage.
Who?
No, they're not even here.
Who's on first? Yeah, Jorden Peele's third film, Nope, from 2022, is next on the list, and I saw it in theaters, had a great time. This was Maggie's very first time watching Nope.
Yep, I had never seen it before. So up until the other day, if you had asked me if I had seen it, I would have been like, no.
You would have said nope.
Nope.
This came out in 2022. It's his third movie as a director. First being Get Out, and second being Us. Get Out we did a episode of early on.
Mm-hmm. Very early on.
Very early on.
I was in the teens, I think.
We both really liked Get Out.
Yes.
You to the point where you liked the film, but you don't necessarily want to watch it again.
Yeah, I respected it for being a good film, but because it was a horror film, that made me feel guilty about myself. I was like, I don't really know. Like, I respect it for what it is, but it's not my thing mainly because I don't do horror films, because I really don't like horror. And if you've listened to the podcast these last couple of weeks or these upcoming couple of weeks, y'all know that I haven't been really keen on the more horror-esque films that we have had to watch as of late. Nope was a movie that I was actively dreading. I did not want to watch this film.
And we've said it before, Jorden Peele, before he was a director, was a pretty funny actor and writer. Makes up one of the two comedians of Key and Peele.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Keegan-Michael Key and Jorden Peele.
Forever I will love Key and Peele.
Huge.
And I said, bitch.
Influence on pop culture.
Yeah.
And
a great comedy duo. Like, their sketches were
amazing.
Wonderful.
I looked forward to watching them every time they were on.
Yeah. And I will still go back and revisit some of my more favorite, skits.
So many
of course,
classic skits.
Aaron, of course, the East-West College Bowl. But like fucking Megan will always be one of my favorite characters of all time.
Seriously, you gotta come back in the bar right now.
You come back in the
Megan,
bar.
I don't even know Claire.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You left her jacket.
Yeah, well, why don't you give it to your new fat ugly girlfriend?
But I didn't even met her yet.
Whatever.
You left your jacket, Megan.
Oh, throw it in a river.
Why would I do that?
I don't care. I'm over it.
Fine.
I love Megan and her boyfriend so much. So yeah.
They also together did a movie called Keanu,
which is
was
a
really
pretty
funny
fun little movie. Yeah,
movie.
I almost watched that the other day.
I've been wanting to rewatch it for a while. He also voices Duke Ellington, right?
Yes,
in Big Mouth.
In Big Mouth. Yes, he does.
The ghost of Duke Ellington.
Which is great.
So, so
yeah, we love Jorden
so
Peele
wrong,
in this
but
house.
so funny.
Yeah.
And then he's been a writer forever. Before he was even an actor, I believe he was doing a lot of writing, not just for comedies. He was one of the screenwriters for Yahya Abdul-Mateen's Candyman movie.
Oh, okay.
Which I never saw.
No.
There were mixed feelings about it, mainly because, a lot of purists for the Tony Todd Candyman, and I don't blame him. But I also love Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
I haven't seen either.
And I love Jordan.
God, we fucking love Yahya Abdul-Mateen
Jorden
in
Peele's
this household.
writing together,
The crush we have, together on Yahya is just, for that man.
He's a great looking man.
God, he's going to be in the MCU, and I keep forgetting that. He's in that stuntman thing it's got a show that's going to be coming out. We'll find it later. But
Okay.
yeah, it's going to be in the MCU with our boys. We might get to see like fucking Yaya and Sebastian Stan and Oscar Isaac standing together, and that would light me on fire.
Okay, don't get ahead of yourself.
Oh, but
That's like a decade from now.
I know, but to see them all in the same space.
And by then they'll all have quit. So sorry. Jorden Peele also wrote and directed Get Out, Us, and Nope. The music was done by Michael Abels. He's the same guy we talked about when we did Get Out. He also did Us.
The music for Get Out was more sort of shockingly relevant. Like, I can't say I remember much of the score of Nope versus like the songs that they played.
It was orchestral and like strings
I remember the music in Get Out made me very uncomfortable. Like
sure. There were also some really good picks for needle drops.
Yeah, there's some great needle drops in this one.
Get Out. And in this one as well, especially literal needle drops. He also did the music for The Acolyte.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed that music. I enjoyed that show. I wish we had gotten more of it.
Well,
but like whatever, you fucking Star Wars fans, you bastards.
And the cinematography for Nope is one of my favorite cinematographers. I think this podcast's favorite cinematographers. We got the one and only Hoyt van Hoytema.
Hoyt van Hoytema?
He is the cinematographer for Nope.
Hoyt, we've missed you. It's been a while.
He did The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale, plus Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Her. The reason we've been talking about it in the past is because he did Interstellar.
Yeah, fuck the cinematography in Interstellar is perfect.
And Oppenheimer.
Yeah, fuck. You know what? The cinematography in this movie is great.
Yes.
It's, you know.
Well, and it's a little groundbreaking too, in a way. They developed. They always say Jorden Peele did it, but I doubt. Not to say he isn't smart enough to figure it out, but they always talk about like they figured out a way to shoot at night or to shoot
in the day for night
shots, as they do often for night shooting is usually shot during the day, and a lot of times it looks like crap.
Yeah.
It's just like really off-putting blue filter a lot of times, hard shadows when there shouldn't be. So you could tell that they.
Oh yeah, like sometimes you get really distracting day for night footage where you're like, those shadows shouldn't be there. I mean, I'm mainly looking at you, The Mummy. Like The Mummy is really guilty.
There's a lot
They've
of
got
movies.
Some bad day for night.
Even recently, House of the Dragon got a lot of flack for they had a night scene in an specific episode
that was
on the beach.
Yeah.
And people shit on that. It was pretty bad.
To be fair, I mean, that show is virtually unwatchable anyways because it's so dark you can't see what's going on.
Well, it helps to watch in the darkness.
Well, yeah, but like not every person can watch a show in perfect darkness.
You know,
and that
figure it
show
out, people.
is too fucking dark.
Figure it out.
Also, I just in general didn't like it, but that's not my sort
Season 1 was fantastic.
And Season 2 happened.
Season 2 happened, and I couldn't even tell you what happened.
Yeah. But Hoyt
van Hoytema,
yeah.
He's been Christopher Nolan's cinematographer ever since Interstellar on, Dunkirk and Tenet. He did the cinematography on Spectre, the 007 movie. Yeah. I'm always happy when he comes up, and he's on the list later in the year as well. So,
I just saw a picture of what he looks like. He's kind of hot. I don't know why. I think with the name Hoyt van Hoytema, in my head I was picturing somebody that looked like a Skarsgård, somebody who was blonde and tall and blue-eyed and kind of waif-like. But what he actually looks like is a little bit like Nandor the Relentless and it's hot, and I'm here for it. He's got long dark hair, he's got a very nice beard, he's got great eyebrows, a very round, full face, and I'm like, he's hot in a completely different way from what I had him envisioned him in my head. I think in my head I envisioned him to look like the cinematographer in this movie.
So if
And
you guys
not,
have been listening to
like, damn.
Movie Mingle for a while,
Call us up, Hoyt.
you know how much Maggie is just thirsty for so many actors.
I'm
So
sorry, are you
now,
calling me a slut?
Now we can add cinematographers to the list. Soon will be like her director crushes and her.
Oh, you want to talk about J.J. Abrams? Because I would hit that like a train.
Really? J.J. Abrams?
Yeah, totally.
He's
No.
just so,
I know, he's so nerdy.
he's so nerdy and
In like
tiny.
a frail sort of way, and I'm here for it.
Like, I'll break you, J.J. Abrams.
Tell me what should have happened in Star Wars. Or actually, I'll tell you what should have happened. It's like, no, look, there is plenty of beauty in this world. And there's no reason not to call it out when I see it. If I find somebody beautiful, I'm going to call them beautiful. Usually to their face. Because who doesn't like to be told that they're beautiful? I wish I heard it more, but...
Anyway, Rotten Tomatoes has Nope at an 83% from critics. And somehow 69% from audiences.
Really?
69? That is so fucking
Well,
low.
okay. So first of all, nice. Second of all, that's interesting. You don't know my opinion on this movie yet.
I don't.
Do you want to find out now?
Let me get through some more stuff before we
Okay.
reveal.
Okay. You know what? Those
Right,
Rotten
honestly-
Tomato scores aren't great, but I think people are desperately wanting him to make another Get Out, and maybe the fact that he's not,
and
he's
here's another-
doing other stuff. Maybe people are
Yeah,
like, oh,
and
but
this
I like
is
to
his-
Get Out.
This is his third movie, too, and his second one, Us, had a 93 from critics, which is great. Even better than Nope. Amazing. And then completely on the other side, audiences were at 61. From a 93
Yeah.
to 61 between critics and audiences.
Interesting.
And that was Us. And Us, to me and my personal taste, I prefer Get Out. That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And then third is Us. But that doesn't mean I think Us is a terrible film. I just don't like
Look,
it as much as the other two.
When there's a list, there has to be one on the bottom.
There has to be one on the bottom.
And sometimes you're like, well, I feel bad because this is not the lowest rated film. Well,
Yeah,
it's kind of my lowest rated
to me,
film.
it's like it's still in the 90%
Yeah.
area.
But it's okay because when there's more than one, there has to be a favorite and a least favorite. So you kind of don't have a choice. Like we're human beings and we will rate things, and it's okay to be like, I happen to like
Yeah, of course.
that movie the most out of his stuff.
But a 61%.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on,
a little.
guys. That's weird. And then Get Out, as a reminder, also had a 98% from critics and an 86 from audiences. So audiences absolutely love Get Out.
Yeah.
Everybody loves critics. Audiences love Get Out. It is
Again,
his.
Do you
the one
think
at the
that
top.
it's because people wanted another Get Out?
I think they wanted another Get Out.
and
sure.
they're upset that it wasn't that.
Another commentary,
Yeah,
politically
social
or
commentary,
socially or whatever you want to say. And I think Nope is like Us has something to say, has a message.
Mm-hmm.
Get Out has something to say. Nope has something to say, but it's not as clear and it's not as, I think, in your face and political
Yeah.
or social.
It's a
as-
little more of a straightforward
It's a
alien horror movie.
Sure, it is, with a little bit of a, another a theme that goes throughout the whole film from multiple different characters. You can try to tame something that's wild,
Mm-hmm.
but in the end, that wild thing is still an animal,
Yeah.
in quotation. The opening with OJ and the horse,
Mm-hmm.
and the horse kicking
Yeah.
the
Frightened, yeah. The horse was
the
frightened.
horse
yeah.
got frightened. These are well-trained horses, but it doesn't mean that they
Aren't still spooked
aren't
as
still
animals. Yeah.
The chimp on
Yeah.
the TV show, trained animal, but it doesn't mean that it can't
Yeah,
be
it's not a wild animal.
wild.
still,
and
Yeah.
Same thing with the alien.
With Jean Jacket.
Jean Jacket, yeah. Stephen Yeun's character thought he had Jean Jacket trained enough to come out at a specific time to do a specific thing, to eat a horse or whatever it was doing. Then one thing gets one event, or essentially I think because it eats the horse with the flags, it
gets kind of pissed.
It gets kind of pissed and it goes, it goes wild on to show that it was not something that could be tamed. And I'm sure there's even more deeper meaning to a lot of this that I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there is. These are fun. To me, these are really fun movies, all three of them. And I just wish more people could see that, I guess, is what I'm saying. 23 domestically and another 48 internationally and 5 million on home media for a total of $176 million, which...
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
No.
Definitely made, I think I figured out it was like 2.5 times its budget. So it's another success. It may not be people's favorite, but still wildly entertaining. And I love the characters in it, especially Angel, Brandon Perea. There were no Oscar nominations for Nope, which is not surprising. I know Get Out got a lot.
Yeah.
Not just nominations, but wins. I mean, Get Out made history because it was the first time an African American had won an Oscar for original screenplay. And he was the first one to be nominated for producing, writing, and directing, all for the same movie. So that was a big movie and a big award moment for Jorden Peele and the people behind that movie, making history like that. And Nope is a little more like really sci-fi, and which sci-fi and horror are sometimes just kind of like.
I mean, they're not gonna. They rarely get.
They rarely
Academy
get. There
Award.
are,
they have to be very special.
They do get nominated,
like The Substance.
To
be.
Or The Exorcist, or there are very few.
It's the ones that are
a little
out there and groundbreaking. Versus, I mean, Nope is kind of a cookie cutter film.
It's kind of a newer idea.
Yeah, but it's still a very straightforward. The threat. The call to act, the call to action, the denial of the call to the action, the threat, the breaking point. I mean, all that stuff. It's like it's not a groundbreaking script.
Plenty of Oscars that have won based off of basic, cookie cutter
bullshit. Absolutely.
I mean,
look at Avatar.
Look at Emilia Perez.
Yeah. Calling it like you see it, but my point is that this isn't a movie that was going to get any Oscars. It wasn't. The third film out, the one that's sort of least well-reviewed, Aliens, like, it wasn't going to get a fucking nomination, so.
But it still won 43 awards, had 181 nominations.
Good.
So that's a lot of nominations.
Yeah.
I mean, 181 just...
People still liked
across
it.
the board, of course.
What was the biggest... nominating committee? What was the biggest award it was up for? Like
the Saturn
Globe?
Awards. The Saturn Awards was kind of its biggest get. It won for best science fiction film.
Okay.
Various awards through, especially with the sci-fi horror community.
And those count still.
They do, absolutely. No, they absolutely do. Oscars is not the end-all, be-all award show, even though they desperately want to be.
They feel like they are, All right, who's in this movie?
Well, we got Daniel Kaluuya playing OJ. I love Daniel.
Yeah,
Kaluuya. He's
fucking a fantastic actor.
the moment where he opens the door from the truck and looks up and sees it with the thunder and lightning and everything, and it's just hovering above him. He goes back and he's just like, nope.
There's something out here.
Yeah, nah.
No. Mm-mm.
Nah. No. Nope. No. No. Nope.
Hell no.
Nope. He is such a stoic character. He does a fantastic job in this movie as just this sort of like stoic, straightforward, no nonsense kind of man who just wants to do right by his business and his family and his father's legacy, and
he's also
and his horses. Like he's a very like he really cares for those animals.
He's also like very introverted.
Yes.
Whereas his sister is very.
He's definitely somewhere on the spectrum.
His sister is a big extrovert.
Yes. It's very much like you and me. You're the quiet one, and I'm the very loud one, and somehow it works. But his sister, played by Keke Palmer, who's done a lot of stuff. But I kind of know her best from she was the voice of one of the love bugs in Human Resources, the Big Mouth spinoff. So that's kind of where I know her most from, is from Human Resources.
Brandon Perea. He, of course, this last summer we saw him in Twisters.
Twisters. He was Boone.
Twins.
Boone was a great character. Sort of like the, I don't know, just the hype man to Glenn Powell's character, but like he just was so fucking cute in every single one of his scenes, and I adored him. He was big on the OA.
Yeah, I saw the OA.
Yeah, I never watched that.
First season only.
People I know love it, and so he's definitely an up-and-coming actor. He's really wonderful in this film. His character is very grounded. Originally, that character of Angel was supposed to be like very nerdy and very like, happy-go-lucky, like just sort of doofus, and Brandon Pereira had to kind of like step in and sort of ground the character, and also, insist that the character live at the end of the film because he wasn't supposed to. And I'm glad for both those things because I think he's a cutie and I liked seeing him in this.
Next we've got Steven Yeun.
Mm-hmm.
I, of course, know best from Walking Dead. He was in Beef, or is still. I think they've got season 2 coming. Talented actor. I love seeing him in stuff. Very
handsome young man. Very good actor, too. Like, I bought his sort of smarminess in this film very well. Because his character is smarmy. It took me a while. In fact, it kind of took me until after I'd watched the full movie and then went back and, like, did my own personal research on it that I was like, oh, Steven Yeun's character was kind of like a villain. Because he played him with such charm and such, sort of like wholesome, like casualness, if that makes sense, that I didn't really perceive him as a threat until closer to his own particular doom. And then, like when he's in the office, when he's in his office with OJ and Emerald, he says, "Su casa es mi casa," which meant your home is my home, because he's been actively trying to buy the farm off of, the siblings. And I was like, so it took me literally until I finished the movie to be like, oh, he was a dick. But he played that character, like, with a lot of charm, and I fell for it. But, that poor fucking kid, you see something like that happen.
What a thing to see.
What a fucking thing to happen. That flashback sequence was brutal, and I kind of can't believe that anybody actually survived it. Like the fact that the chimp attacked the young girl, not the mom, because at first I thought that was the mom.
No.
And then when I realized it was the young girl, I was like, oh fuck. And then like you see the brutality of it. I mean, that was anyways, what a fucking brutal thing. That the whole sequence with the chimp and the TV show was insane. And honestly, the fact that got swept under the rug is insane to me, because I would have told everybody about that. Like, if something like that happened in the 90s on a TV show, by the way, that was in like its second season or like halfway through its first season.
Yeah, it
had been on for a while.
Yeah, they were into their second season, I think, is when the accident.
And then that accident happens, and then the show just goes away, and nobody says anything. That's the most unrealistic part of this movie. Everybody would have known about the chimp attack. everyone, especially in 98. That shit would have been all over early cable news.
Next, we've got Michael Wincott, who plays Antlers Holst, is his name, which is quite a name.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if he's a famous director or cinematographer.
He's a famous cinematographer.
Okay, because I know he, with the camera and
Yeah.
taking. I figured cinematographer, but I could also see a director being just
What I don't get about his character is why he's doing the cinematography for a shampoo commercial with a faded starlet. Because that's where they meet him, is on the set of that. And I'm like, why would he be there? It would be like Holt Van Hoystein doing like a fucking...
Holt Van Hoystein?
What was his name?
Hoyt Van Hoytema.
Well, okay. Well, I'm not sober. Anyways, it would be like him doing a commercial for like a Axe body spray. If they backed up the money truck on his fucking doorstep and just beep beep.
But yeah, Michael Wincott,
yes,
amazing actor.
He's been in a lot of horror things, right?
I mean, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, as Guy of Gisborne, the cousin of the
fucking smarmy motherfucker,
the sheriff.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Musketeer movie, the Disney one from '93. He plays Rochefort.
Slimy motherfucker.
And yeah, he's in so much.
Yeah.
He's got this great one little part. He's in 2 episodes of Westworld, and he essentially just plays an old, like one of the original robots of Westworld. And he's got this great scene. It's just him and Anthony Hopkins going talking to each other, and he does a great impression of a kind of a jittery, aged theme park robot, essentially. And he also had a wild part in a movie called 1492.
I thought the Jim Carrey hotel. No,
not the hotel one.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're thinking of. This one is Gerard Depardieu.
Oh.
And
he was in The Count of Monte Cristo.
And Sigourney Weaver. And anyway, it's a Ridley Scott movie.
1492 Conquest of Paradise. The fuck how have I never heard of this? Gerard Depardieu and Sigourney Weaver in a movie together?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And Michael Wincott's in it too. That's
all
all.
Kevin Dunn.
That's
Frank
all I really
Langella.
remember.
But that was back when they were really trying to make Gerard Depardieu like a thing. God, and it's 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
and it came out in 1992.
Ridley Scott.
Yikes!
I mean, you know exactly what kind of movie that's going to be.
Centuries before the exploration of space, there was another voyage into the unknown.
Yeah, it's very much like white people invading.
Mm-hmm. When is it not with Ridley Scott? It's a bad movie.
It was so boring.
It was so boring.
In case any of you were wondering if Gladiator 2 was worth watching,
it's so boring.
Just watch Gladiator 1 again and be happy that there was a Gladiator 1.
Yeah. And if you're like, oh, surely Pedro Pascal will make it better. No.
No.
Like, he's there and he's enjoyable when he's there, but he's barely there.
In it.
And, like, they really hyped him up in the trailers as being a bigger part of this fucking movie.
No, it's a Denzel Washington movie, if anything. Even the main character is barely in it. It's a Denzel Washington movie.
And it's boring.
It is boring.
Yeah,
there's some cool fight scenes.
Good moments, I guess.
The first arena battle is a lot of fun, and the first when the Romans are attacking
when the Romans are attacking the city.
The city is
I
really
enjoyed that.
cool.
Then immediately checked out.
Yeah, everything else.
The wife dies.
Keith David was in this movie for a short amount of time.
David.
I wish he was in it longer.
God, do we love him so? That voice. He's just fucking. He's Keith David. Like, every time you see him or you hear him, you're like, motherfucker, Keith David. Fantastic. We stand that man. We will always. I mean, like, we love Keith David in this house. He is I would say that if you and I had to pick like 5 character actors, like the top 5, we would both put him on our list. He's just fantastic and a delight, and goddamn that voice.
Somebody who I didn't know was in this movie until we watched this, until I watched it with you, and now that I see it again, I'm like, oh, that's Osgood Perkins, the
Oh yeah.
shampoo commercial. He's like an assistant.
Yeah.
Along with Eddie Jemison
Mm-hmm.
from the Oceans movies.
There were a couple people that I recognized, and then I wasn't quite sure how and why I recognized them.
But yeah, Osgood Perkins is in that opening scene, and he's been an actor for a long time. He's the son of
Anthony Perkins.
Anthony Perkins from Psycho, and he has recently been directing films. His most recent one was Longlegs, and he's got another one coming out.
How old was Anthony Perkins when he had a kid? Because this guy's not that old. But I always thought that Osgood Perkins, or Anthony Perkins, was a lot older than that.
I mean, Osgood was born in 1974.
Huh, maybe that's it. Oh, you see, that's where I know him from. He's the weird guy from Legally Blonde. Yeah, that's how I was like, I know him from somewhere.
Dorky Dave.
Yeah. I feel like Jorden Peele is the type of guy who is fun on a set, and
I can see that.
thus people want to work for him, right? Like, he seems like he's a pretty solid dude, and, people are there they're there as much because they want to do the project as much as they want to do it with him. That's what I would assume. He just seems like a really cool and fun guy. And all of the people that I find really funny and adore him. So again, it kind of just comes down to like, I'm never surprised. I will never be surprised when I find out that somebody wants to do a Jorden Peele movie, because it's like, I feel like that would be a fun fucking set. And I really hope that it is, in all honesty.
Even though audiences don't seem to be really on board with his last two projects, at least like people still get excited. Like, I'm excited to see his next movie.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, whatever he chooses to go, whether it's further into sci-fi, whether it's like insane, scary horror, or, maybe he decides to do comedy because he's done comedy before and it's great. But comedy writers write great drama.
Mm-hmm.
And great drama works really well with horror. So, Maggie.
Yes. Well, let me ask you this,
Okay.
Caveman.
Sure.
What do you think I thought about this
You
film?
thought about it?
You've known me for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
You're my best friend.
Yeah.
You're my husband. And we've watched a lot of fucking movies together. What did I think of Nope?
It's so hard to tell now because you are viewing movies differently than you used to.
Yeah.
Especially ones that you've never seen before and
Yes.
you're going into it for the first time.
Especially kind of kicking and screaming.
But you also knew a lot going into this movie. You had read spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some stuff still got you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, because when you're in the moment and tension's being built up and things are like, how'd you like that where he's inside the barn?
Fuck, I had such a hard time watching that.
And those
that was
things
so
are like
fucking spooky.
Slowly walking towards
Like,
him.
that is so fucking spooky.
And then it just turns out to be
just like,
asshole kids.
Shit kids from down the way. Okay, so
I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna take a chance and say that you liked it, but you'll probably never watch it again.
I actually really fucking loved it, and I would like to watch it again.
Oh, damn. Wow.
I did not want to watch this movie because I don't like alien films because they scare me a whole lot. I blame that on Fire in the Sky, that true story / movie that came out in like the 90s about alien abductions. That was fucking terrifying. That
with all the
my parents let me watch way too young, and it stuck with me.
With all the X-Files
You would
watched,
think,
I would think,
but like the X-Files is wildly different, and Mulder was there to save me, and so was Skinner. But no, I don't like alien stories, and I don't like horror stories. So I was just like, I sat down to watch this movie with just a big old flump. Like, I don't wanna, cause like, sure, I kind of figured it would be like entertaining at least, or like, it's Jorden Peele film, so it would have been well done, I'm sure. And I kind of knew the gist of the story because I used to just look up shit on Wikipedia and be like, what's this story? I still do that for movies that I don't plan on seeing, but I'm curious. And I really fucking loved it. And it was about halfway through. It was actually probably around the time of the little guys bothering him inside of the fucking stables. And I was having a hard time with it that I was like, oh shit, I love this movie. The third act, entirely. Fucking loved it. I loved them trying to figure out how they were going to catch Jean Jacket, how they were going to show it off. I loved the final confrontation with the thing. I loved the look of the thing. Like, by the third act, I was hooked. And I was in it to win it. And I loved all the characters. And I fucking really liked this movie.
Yay!
It worked. And I was reading on IMDb, as I am wont to do, about Nope. I came across a quote from Jorden Peele himself. Writer and director Jorden Peele chose Nope as the title because he wanted to acknowledge the movie audiences and their expected reactions to the film. He added that the film is a ride. The title speaks to the idea of the audience reacting to what they're thinking and feeling in the theater. When you tell people it's a scary movie, a lot of the time they say, nope. So Peele wanted to acknowledge those people with the title and bring them in. This is about the person who thinks they don't love the horror movie to show them that maybe they do. And I was like, motherfucker. I don't like horror movies, but I liked this one. Again, this is not the type of movie that I would have otherwise cared about, but because of this stupid fucking little podcast of ours, and the fact that I view movies differently now, I'm willing to go see this film with you. Because, like Caveman said, either you'll walk out of the theater going, wasn't my cup of tea, and that's fine, because at least you know, or you walk out going, actually really liked it. So either way, I'm spending time with you. Yes, I liked Nope a lot. I haven't seen Us, and you'll probably drag me kicking and screaming into it, even though it does have Winston Duke in it, and I want him to crush me with his thighs.
I would like to show you Us eventually.
Yeah, but at the moment of the two of them that I've seen, I like Nope more than Get Out.
Oh, okay.
Maybe because I liked that it's more of a straightforward story. That although there are parallels and references and all these sort of like wonderful thoughts and ideas, not the same way that Get Out is. It's not as, I guess, thoughtful as Get Out, but sometimes I just want to watch a movie and turn my brain off and watch a giant cowboy hat suck up horses out by the Vasquez Rocks.
You were wondering. You were wondering why I was calling it a.
I was.
Cowboy
hat.
The
alien design fascinates me because it either looks like a silver ship, but it also looks like a cowboy hat from underneath. And then when it like peacocks and unfurls, it's like this giant fucking jellyfish eel in the sky. And like, where did it come from? Where did it go? That body fell to Earth. What happened then?
Yeah.
I want to know what happens afterwards because here's this.
Maybe it was here the whole time.
Maybe it's some sort of like ancient sky predator. I don't know, but it's fucking.
But that was I love the way it creeped around.
Yeah.
The way it kind of floated over the ground and around. Could go over a mountain.
Yeah, how it kind of like a manta ray. How it kind of like.
Yeah, it was like almost like almost as if you were watching undersea footage, and this thing was it was spotted, so it goes and hides behind the cliff. Yeah, the way those overhead shots with the cameras just looking at the sky, and you're just like you're trying to find it as you're watching, especially on a big screen when you're in the theater, and you're just looking far left to far right, like where the fuck is this thing? Where's it gonna pop out? And then you just see it for a second, like just fly by, and the music's just like boom, and that's all it does. And you're just like, holy shit! What is that thing?
If given the chance, I would watch this movie on a big screen for sure. I know that Jorden Peele wanted to bring back spectacle, with this film, and I think that he does it. This is a spectacular film, and he wanted people to feel good about going to the movies, right? Like it was written around the COVID times, back when nobody fucking knew what movies were going to be or how again, right? And he wanted to create something big and grand and full of spectacle, and I think he did. You know, it's a lot of fun. I love that, like, ultimately one of the bad guys in this film is a TMZ reporter, and you never see his face. Just that ridiculously scary helmet that he has on, you know? And then when the TMZ reporter, like, hits the wall and fucking flips.
That noise
so
he makes.
Funny. Like, there's no way he's still alive. It was almost that.
It was almost that. It wasn't that.
So,
but very close.
Go ahead and do that again. The Wilhelm scream that you just played,
yes,
is thought to be voiced by the actor Sheb Wooley.
Yes.
A man getting bit by an alligator and he screams. Okay, quiet. Sit down towards me. Okay, right. The first one you did up here was much better. No, not an owl. A real scream of pain.
He also sang One-Eyed, One-Horn, Flying Purple People
shit.
Eater.
You're right. He did. That was what he was famous for.
Yes.
That was his most famous thing that he was. Yeah. Damn.
And then, of course, in Nope, the fucking Holt does this whole, like...
One-Eyed, One-Horn.
That was too fucking funny.
Purple People Eater.
Like, at first I was like, oh, what is this he's put... Oh.
Well, it came down to earth, and it hid in a tree. I said, Mr. Purple People Eater, don't eat me. Well, he looked at me and in a voice so gruff, he said, I wouldn't need you, 'cause you're too tough. He was a one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn.
It almost felt like a spoof, that one moment there.
Purple people. The way he just...
Yeah.
Purple People Eater.
Now, to be fair, this isn't a perfect film. I have enjoyed it thoroughly, but spoilers, I'm probably not going to give it 5 stars. I got really nothing bad to say about it, actually. It's just there were a couple moments. Oh, there was one moment that made me really dislike this film. And not dislike it per se, but just like, I don't think that we needed to see the victims inside of Jean Jacket being sucked up through a throat and
that was great.
Screaming.
I loved it.
I know you did.
It was so disturbing, like in the theater.
But I don't like that.
I know you don't, but...
And I don't like, innocent collateral damage in films.
It's a horror film. Everybody
I know,
is going to
but
be
still,
innocent.
there were like fucking kids there and shit. Like, it's all horrifying. I didn't mind all the viscera being just dropped on the fucking house. I thought it was funny that Jean Jacket went over the house and shit on it, essentially.
Pretty much, like,
Yeah,
like, almost like a way of protest. Like, I'm going to shit on your house.
Or just claiming territory. Like, your house is mine because I shit on it. But, I didn't mind that so much, but I didn't need to see the wife going up through Jean Jacket.
I loved that part. Just that guttural, just screaming and like not knowing what the fuck is going on, and the whole opening title.
Yes, how you're going through and you don't really realize
realize that you're inside the alien at the very beginning of the movie. That was really fun. Another moment that I kind of laughed at was OJ's first experience going to a movie set with his dad was on the set of the Scorpion King.
God, that movie was awful.
I'd watch it again.
I know you would.
I'd watch. The only thing, the first Scorpion King is better than the third Mummy movie.
I haven't seen either in so long that I don't know if I could. I couldn't say one.
After the first Scorpion King, they're all just downhill shit turds, but especially because they kept doing it like more. Like I think it got up to like 5 or 6. Like
How?
Dwayne Johnson wasn't in it
No, I
anymore.
know.
It was like they completely spun it off to another Scorpion King or another actor playing the same character. I don't know. But there's a bunch of those movies.
That's ridiculous.
Straight to video, too.
Well, yeah, of course. But, like, who would bankroll that?
People who bankroll straight to video movies.
This film is filmed in Agua Dulce, a canyon, a desert canyon tucked on the other side of the mountains from LA. I know that because when we used to drive from the high desert to Santa Barbara to visit my mom's family, we would always cut back. Instead of going all the way down to LA and then all the way up, we would cut back behind, through the desert and over. And we passed the Vasquez Rocks all the time. And I always would look out my window and see, on the 14, we'd always look out my window and see that iconic leaning tower of rocks that has been in every fucking movie ever. And not only do I love that you never saw it in this film, even though it's right there, but at least for me, it gave me a lot of perspective about how an alien could hide, because they're just deep canyons out there doing their own thing.
Right.
But they're still close enough to Hollywood that it's only like maybe a 2-hour drive at the most to get in to do what they need to do. But yeah, I liked the setting of it. I love those big, beautiful desert canyons, great light at sunset, great sunsets in general. Obviously the use of, sky and the way that the sky looks in this movie is very important. But yeah, the Vasquez Rocks, like, they've been in everything. For God's sakes, they've been in every Star Trek property ever. I think it's had the Vasquez Rocks in it, at least most of them. I mean, I think they even drew them in the lower decks. But yeah, that's a national park or a state park? I think it's a state park that I always wanted to go to but never got to, but we drove by it all the time.
Did you know that Nope is the first horror film in history to be shot with an IMAX camera?
I read that on IMDb, yes. And I think that that's great. I mean, again, the cinematography of this film, stunning.
Yeah, switched between 70 and 65 millimeter. I'm not sure exactly why they chose to do it with IMAX cameras. Maybe it was because of the sky that they were they really wanted to make the sky big. I mean, Jorden Peele did say that one of the reasons why he made this film was because of COVID, because he was stuck inside.
Mm-hmm. Again, spectacle.
Couldn't do anything except write. So the one thing that he wanted to do was be outside and see the sky. So he knew that he wanted the sky to be a big part of the movie. And so I could see that the reason why they chose IMAX cameras, which I did not see this. I would love to have seen this movie in the proper 75 millimeter format in one of the 6 IMAX theaters that actually do that. The rest all just have digital files that are emailed to the theaters. And it would be very cool to see how big the spectacle in this movie was.
On a big, like I said, I would love to see this on a large screen.
Yeah, I think any large screen you get a good view of it, but specifically, it would have been even cooler to see it kind of the way it was filmed, I guess.
There are 6 Scorpion King movies.
Yeah, I told you that it was up there.
That's ridiculous. I kind of want to read the plots
And
for all of them and see if they're any of them
Dwayne Johnson
cohesive.
was only in 2 of them, or maybe he was just in the first one.
He was just in the first one.
Okay.
No, I mean...
That's a good call on his part.
The Scorpion King 2, Rise of the Warrior, is a
boy.
2008 American-German South African direct-to-DVD sword and sorcery action-adventure film prequel to the 2002 film The Scorpion King.
Wait, there's a prequel?
The second one is
The second one is a prequel?
Yes.
Wow. I would have thought The Mummy was a prequel, but... Or yes, The Scorpion King does take place before the events of The Mummy.
Is that Billy Zane? Billy Zane and Ron Perlman were in The Scorpion King 3.
Yeah, I think I think I saw a clip from 3 and saw Billy Zane. No, nothing is good. Maggie, nothing good is happening from you looking up the history of
Oh, wait, no. There's only 4 games, or 4 movies, and then there's 3 games. Wait, no, there are
video
5,
games?
5 movies, 2 games, yes.
5 movies,
Yeah.
2 games.
Anyways, do you want to
Yes.
get into rating Nope, my love?
Maggie, what would you rate the movie Nope?
For being a film that that snuck up on me, that I thoroughly enjoyed, that I thought was incredibly well done, I'm going to give it I'm going to be generous and give it a 4.5.
What?
Maybe a 4. No, because it really snuck. I mean, part of the reason why it gets such a high score is that this film was an unexpected surprise for me. It snuck up on me and was like, hey, I'm good enough for you to like me. And I went, damn right you are. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.5 purely on the way that I really fucking liked it. And I was happily shocked by that. What about you, my love?
I'm pretty sure I gave Get Out a 5.
Yeah, I think you did too.
So this would get a 4.5
See, there
because
you go.
Us would get a 4. So it's just,
There you go.
boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. Easy as that. Great movie.
Great movie.
If you watch it, turn off all the lights. Figure it out.
Yeah, fucking
figure it out. What are we doing here?
I mean, not everybody has the ability
I know,
to watch a
but
movie in
even
pitch darkness.
Jorden Peele was like, when he was filming it, he was like, I want a reason for people, because he was worried about the state of film
Mm-hmm.
and cinema. And, part of that is seeing a movie like this. Part of it is seeing it in a
Mm-hmm.
movie theater with a big screen and great sound and darkness, so that you can actually see the screen without the sun reflecting off your TV in the mid-afternoon. And
Yes, and thank you again for letting me have the non-glared spot on our television.
Well,
we just need to get a curtain for that window.
Yeah, well.
Like, it's just, we've never had a curtain for a kitchen window. It's time to get one.
You'd never seen the movie before, and I knew how dark it was, so you needed to sit in the non-glary part of the couch.
And I appreciate that, and that makes you yet another very good, partner in this silly little podcast of ours. So thanks, babe.
So, Maggie.
Yes, Caveman.
I have 2 questions for you.
Hit it!
Sexy ways to spice up the bedroom, wear an Oscar Isaac mask. That's what I tell my wife to do all the time.
That's from the BuzzFeed Oscar Isaac and Jonathan Boyega, John Boyega, read Thirst Traps.
Yep. That is what that's from.
Oscar Isaac remains inexplicably attractive to me, a giant lesbian. Would you wear an Oscar Isaac mask if I asked you to?
Sure.
Could I?
It'd have to be really realistic.
like Sebastian Stan's in A Different Man.
Yeah.
Oh, we watched A Different Man, friends, on Max, and it's a weird fucking movie. But
it's not overly weird.
I don't know. It is a little weird.
So much weird.
Yeah, you've seen weirder.
Like I'm talking. Like we're talking.
The body horror wasn't as bad. There were short moments of body horror, which I had a hard time with, but you were just like watching him like pull his face off.
It's so gooey.
Yeah.
Give me more.
But he did a great job, Seb. He did a fantastic job.
Oh, yeah.
Really
I mean, he got a Golden Globe for it.
Yeah, and I get why, because it's a great performance. But yeah, it's definitely a weird one. I would probably give it 4 stars.
Actually, I gave it a 4 stars.
Yeah.
So on my letterbox,
Yeah.
real quick tangent, I gave A Different Man 3.5 stars originally, because that's in the moment I was just like, all right, just 3.5.
Yeah.
And so I went to my letterbox, and I had to like put it in my 2024 column, try to figure out what movie it was better than and what movie was better than it. And as I'm going through, all of a sudden I get to the top of the 3.5, so I'm like, well, it's definitely better than all of these.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the 4s right above it, and I was like, no, it's better than these too. So it kept on going up and up.
Yeah.
And found a nice little home somewhere. I forget where.
And then
exactly.
you gave it a 4-star because it. Yeah.
I gave it a 4-star.
Excellent. Yeah. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I don't know how often I'll rewatch it, but
oh sure, it's not like it's not going to put me to bed the way Winter Soldier does.
It's not a comfort movie. It's definitely not Falcon and the Winter Soldier for me, where I just put it on and watch Bucky Barnes be Bucky Barnes. But I thoroughly enjoyed the film, and I'm very happy for Seb and his Golden Globe and his Oscar nomination. Good for him. But yes,
but Oscar
Isaac, play the clip again.
Sexy ways to spice up the bedroom. Wear an Oscar Isaac mask. That's what I tell my wife to do all the time.
I love him so much.
Do you think that the presence of Oscar Isaac would have made Nope a better film?
Nope. I don't know. Again, it kind of falls into that category of like, I wouldn't be unhappy that he's there, but he didn't need to be for me to like it. You know, would I have liked the movie a little bit more if he was in it? Maybe. I guess it depended on the role. But I don't need him to be there to enjoy this film, so I'm going to say nope to Nope.
Nope.
Nope, grope, last hope. It's a Parks and Rec reference there. Anyways.
Question number 2. Which character would you have had Oscar Isaac play?
I would have had him be the cinematographer.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, nothing against the other dude, the dude who played him.
Michael Wincott.
Thank you, Michael
Come
Wincott.
on.
I'm sorry, I closed my computer down. I didn't remember his name.
You should just know his name by heart.
No.
Anyway.
He did a great job, but if I were to realistically put Oscar into any of it to make it better, I would have liked to have seen him as the cinematographer or as Jupe. I think he also would have done a good job in the Stephen Yeun thing. By the way, Stephen Yeun's costume, when he's that red shirt with the horse and the alien above it.
The UFO?
Yeah, the UFO.
Yeah.
So fucking pretty. I was staring at that design and I was like, holy shit, they put it on the shirt.
Well, yeah, the fact that you see a flying saucer, like essentially
lifting the horse up. Yeah.
Something up. Yeah, the fact that that's on his back of his jacket.
Yeah, I thought that was beautiful.
And they show you before it happens.
I also really love, like, in general, the costume design in this movie is great. Everything that Emerald wears, I wish I could wear. I could not pull it off, but, like, all of her outfits were so fucking cute. But anyways, yes, so I think he would have done great as a cinematographer, but he didn't need to be, so...
I think a younger Oscar Isaac would have made a pretty funny angel.
Oh, absolutely. But then it would have denied us Brandon Piera's beautiful face.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's...
But then I would have gotten Oscar Isaac's beautiful face.
They're all beautiful, so what do you want? I mean...
For them all to just treat me like a friend and go out and get a drink with them and maybe make out in their car afterwards. And that has been this week's episode of Movie Mingle on Nope. And we hope that you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. See, friends, I can like movies that I go into thinking that I'm not going to like it. It's not that I'm stubborn. I just don't like crap. Anyways, thank you as ever for joining us on our silly little podcast. Please feel free to rate us 5 stars or whatever you feel we deserve on your podcast platform of choice, and spread the word here about Movie Mingle, because we want more people to enjoy this great little show as much as you have. It would mean the world for us to grow our audience a little bit. So, please do if you can. You can always find us on Letterboxd, Instagram, and Threads at MovieMinglePod. You can find us on YouTube at MovieMinglePodcast. And you can always write us any of your questions and concerns and alien abduction stories at movieminglepod@gmail.com. This upcoming Saturday, we will be dropping one of 2 February bonus episodes, this one in particular for Caveman's upcoming birthday, on Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut. And it's a very important distinction that we get in the fact that it's the director's cut. I think that this is going to be a fantastic podcast episode. So I say throw on the director's cut of Kingdom in Heaven and give it a watch. Sure, it's 3 hours and 10 minutes long, but it's really fucking good. Who cares? Watch the movie so then you can listen to us talk about it. All for Caveman's birthday. And then next week, Monsters, Inc., which is going to be a really, really nice respite leading into the weeks to follow, which that's going to be a rough month for old Maggie. So we look forward to Monsters, Inc. coming up next week. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Don't look them in the eye. Just don't. Don't look anyone in the eye. And go mingle. Bye.
Are you an effective team?
We are an effective team.
Let them fight.
How did you just do that?
I'm a really good lawyer.
Here on Caladan, we've ruled by air power and sea power. On Arrakis, we need to cultivate desert power.
Welcome, Mr. Beach. What's that on? I'm a little confused.
Well, we wouldn't want that, would we?
I don't want to brag, but I will. I was in the Avengers.
The Avengers?
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you. What is that?
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Toga, 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 toga,